We are back with Omer Cedar from OmegaPoint. Hopefully by now you have watched the pre-recorded session on thematics and the thematic strength indicator. Omer will now walk you through the case study assignment on thematic portfolio management. Take it away, Omer.
All right. Thank you, Brett. And thank you, everyone. This is the fun part, right? You didn't have to listen to me speak for much longer, and now you can actually put this into practice. Our goal is to actually help you use these tools, the thematic strength indicator, the thematic betas, and just sort of the general kind of framework around how to understand your exposure to themes on an actual portfolio using the OmegaPoint platform. And so really the goal here is, you know, you're going to get a case study, and the case study is going to try to help you understand how to do the following, right? If we sort of highlight this sort of slide here, the goal is to take something called DeepSeek. Some of you may have heard of that. So we're going to, for the purposes of making the case study useful and manageable, right? We're not going to try to filter through 1,000 themes to identify DeepSeek. That's probably more, outside of the scope of making it a useful thing. Imagine you were handed the DeepSeek theme. Maybe it's, 15 different brokers provided it, and you amalgamated it together. But we've already done the testing on TSI, and we say this is an important theme. It's called DeepSeek. It's actually capturing the effects around what DeepSeek is doing. We want you to basically take that theme, and we want you to understand how that theme is looking like in the market. Based on some of Brett's questions, I think earlier you heard, you shouldn't just take a theme for granted and say what it is. Understand what it is, right? Look at its own factor characteristics, decompose it, compare it across different risk models. Understand how much of that theme appears to have overlapping with existing factors, right? So really that first step is to really take that theme through the multiple factor lenses. And we're going to want you to really write up about it and talk about what you're seeing, what you're observing in the theme, and what some factor models are saying about it that others aren't, and how much of it, again, is idiosyncratic, right? And that's a part that we want you to kind of think through, because ex ante, a lot of these are not idiosyncratic, don't look idiosyncratic, but ex post they might. So I'll leave it at that. Then you're going to quantify your portfolio beta to DeepSeek. So we're giving you a portfolio, and you're going to take that portfolio, you're going to measure what is the underlying characteristics and exposures to DeepSeek theme. And again, you're going to go through a process where you're going to think through what types of betas am I looking at? Again, you're going to learn, if you haven't sort of done this before, but historical versus predicted beta is something very important to be able to analyze when you're thinking about thematic exposures. And then the final part is really, how do I manage this? Okay, so I understand DeepSeek. I may understand what my portfolio exposures is across time. What am I actually going to do? How am I going to take action? You're going to have to actually use, portfolio optimizer. You're going to have to think through, how am I going to make adjustments to my portfolio, whether through trade simulations or test trading. But the goal is that you're going to come out with a portfolio that's actually going to adjust exposures using your understanding of DeepSeek. So we hope you have fun doing it. Obviously, we stand by for any help. We're going to have some training videos for how to use the OmegaPoint platform, but we look forward to working with you and enjoying this process.